What if I told you a single phone call led to the death of millions? It sounds like the plot of a suspenseful thriller, but this is no work of fiction. This is a true story, one that has been buried in the annals of history, overshadowed by the grand events that followed. Once upon a time there was a telephone. This wasn't just any ordinary phone, but a device that would become an unwitting accomplice in a series of events that would change the world forever. Not just any ordinary phone, but one that carried secrets so dark it had the power to kill. Imagine a device so powerful that a single call could alter the course of history. This is the story of such a phone. This is the story of the deadly call that changed everything. A call that was never meant to be made, a call that was never meant to be heard by the wrong ears. Yet, it was, and the consequences were catastrophic. Our tale begins in 1914, just before the outbreak of World War I. The world was a tinderbox, waiting for a spark to ignite the flames of conflict. And that spark came in the form of a phone call. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated. This event is often cited as the catalyst for World War I, but what is less known is the role a single phone call played in this tragedy. But did you know that a single phone call played a crucial role in this tragedy? A call that was meant to be a simple communication of travel plans, but instead, it became a message of doom. Picture this: a dimly lit room, an old rotary phone, and a message that was never meant to be heard. The room is filled with an air of tension, the kind that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. The phone call that relayed the Archduke's travel plans to the wrong ears. This seemingly innocuous call set off a chain of events that would lead to one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. This fatal slip led to the assassination, sparking a conflict that engulfed the world. The aftermath was catastrophic. Nations were drawn into a war that would last for years, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Over 16 million lives were lost, and the world would never be the same. The war left deep scars on the landscape and on the hearts of those who lived through it. The world was plunged into a darkness that seemed impenetrable. One phone call, one deadly misunderstanding, and the ripple effect was unimaginable. The call that was meant to be a simple relay of information became a harbinger of death and destruction. But what if the call had reached the right person? What if the message had been delivered as intended? Would the course of history have been altered? Would millions of lives have been spared? Would history have taken a different path? These are questions that historians have pondered for years. The power of a single phone call to change the course of history is both fascinating and terrifying. The power of communication is a double-edged sword. It can bring people together, but it can also tear them apart. A simple message can have far-reaching consequences, for better or for worse. A simple message can save lives, or end them. The story of the deadly phone call is a stark reminder of the power of words, and the importance of clear communication. And now, we leave you with this thought. How many other stories hinge on a single call? How many lives have been changed by a message that was never meant to be heard? How many other stories hinge on a single call? The story of the deadly phone call is just one example of how a simple act of communication can have far-reaching consequences. What secrets does your phone hold? In our modern world, we often take communication for granted, but the story of the deadly phone call is a reminder that even the simplest message can have profound implications. If this tale of suspense and history gripped you, hit like, share, and subscribe. There are many more stories like this, stories that reveal the hidden power of communication and the impact it can have on our lives. Because in our next video, we uncover the secrets of another mysterious object that changed the world. Stay tuned. The past is filled with stories waiting to be told, and we are here to bring them to light.